You know that we're not messing around when we start the video in the car. That's because one of the rarest things that I've ever wanted from CEX, probably the second rarest really, because there is an alternate version of it, has appeared at a CEX that's 20 minutes up the road, and there's only about 2 of them in the entirety of CEX. 0 of the alternate version. And thus, we need to get a jiffy on. Assuming good traffic, I can be there in 25 minutes. Kind of annoying. This is a CX that I visited just 2 days ago, in fact. It's not a local one, but it's local enough that this is not a problem, and local enough that I have literally saw that it's in stock, got dressed, hairsprayed my hair down because it was supposed to not be a leaving the house day today, and off we go. And thus, well, off we go. We've got to hopefully not get rained on, and I don't think I'm going to win that one, but whatever. Here goes. See you guys in Little Newcastle CX again. Okay, we made it. I think the kids might be back at school now because it just seems generally less busy than it otherwise would have been at this time of day. I also did find, remember a while ago I was trying to look for a microphone or something to trade in. I found it. I don't know what it's going to go for. I'm thinking it might offset the price of what I bought today just a little bit. Although what I have done, just to make sure that I do get what I'm after, because there was a decent chance with how rare it is that somebody might have nabbed it, like on the e-commerce side of things before I got here. So I click and collected it before I left the house. So I've technically already paid for it, but I want to offset the price of that against it. So it might be a case of they do a voucher for this, refund that, rebuy it. We'll see. But either way, I click and collected it, so I'm at no fear now of it getting stolen or anything. So the fact that it took me a little bit longer than it should have done on the motorway, less of a problem. Because on the motorway, there's a stranded car. I feel sorry for, I don't know. Stranded cars, I feel sorry for, like people who've broken down. But people who have accidents on the motorway where they hit other cars, I'm like, how did you fail to drive in a straight line? Just lapses in judgment or something. Anyway, let's go walk through Piss Alley, as I like to call it, or Piss Tunnel, to get to CX. I did not know that there was a view here, or literally right there, for Odeon anyway. Anyway, into CX we go. Welcome to CX Little Newcastle. I call it Little Newcastle, and that always confuses TikTok because they don't know that Newcastle under Lyme exists. They just assume, you know, the Newcastle everybody knows. But this one always has just so many collector's editions and controllers and consoles, which is interesting because Stafford is the CX that's trying to become more hardware based. But like, look at this. I think there are 2, maybe 3 Modern Warfare 3 hardened editions. Because I could have sworn there was one behind the tills as well. And then just a pretty big stack of PS1 games. I'm sure there was somebody in my comments that was on about the Alien trilogy being a pretty rare find on PlayStation 1. I don't know whether that is like inclusive of that Platinum version there, and you know, nobody likes Platinum, so maybe not. But thought occurs, there it is. Lots of DVDs. Interestingly, I took a stack of DVDs to Newcastle CEX the other day because it's getting harder to get rid of DVDs now because places just, in the reality is they don't want them. So for example, Stafford being through their refurb, they don't want them. So they said no. And then Newcastle under Lyme got vandalised a few months ago, so they only take above, what was it? Above a pound, like the pound DVDs, they don't want them. Or any DVD they give you a penny for, they don't want them. So they turned away half of them. And then I went to Stoke, and Stoke will take them because Stoke don't care. Because Stoke has got lots. But yeah, check out this little Yakuza collection. Somebody must have traded in all of those in one go, I'd be willing to bet. And I'm pretty sure that Yakuza 6 that you saw just there is a pretty rare find for it to not be the greatest hits version. When I ordered all of my Yakuzas last year, and it came as the red case, and I said, oh, maybe I'll send it back and try again, I had a load of comments saying, don't bother, it'll always come as a red case. They basically don't sell them, which is weird because typically they've got to sell really well in their base version to get that special re-release. But no. Also, this Oddworld Steelbook has been here forever because I don't come to this CX very often, like every few months or so. I'd say, except for the fact that I've been twice in the last few days, and it's always there. It is always there. But yeah, this CX got vandalised, but you can always trust Stoke to take DVDs because Stoke has got that entire second floor dedicated to DVDs. So I probably will just, next time I've got DVDs to get rid of, I'll just default to going to Stoke because it's the place for DVDs, I think. But yeah, let's go and find what I came here for on this very rushy, quick trip, shall we? By the way, I've also found it's worth starting to look at the 360 stuff because I've heard enough CXs talking about this now, about them downscaling the amount of Xbox stuff they've got because it's just there's not much of it to begin with, especially the original Xbox, but apparently it just doesn't sell. Like my local Stafford was telling me they make more through selling the cheapo £1 DVDs than they do PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, original Xbox. It isn't until you get to the PlayStation 4 category that they start outpacing the DVDs. And people are always like, who buys DVDs? Well, there's your answer. Enough people buy DVDs that it even outpaces PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and most of the Xboxes in sales. It's nuts. All right, mission accomplished. I've got what I came for. Time to head back home. And then... No, I probably won't make it to a second CEX today. But I do need to do the weekly shop. But I can't do that yet. I've got a busy day ahead. I just can't do most of it until things, annoyingly. Also, you see that toothpaste-coloured Fiat 500? I don't know if it'll focus because of the way this camera's focus works, but I'm sick of toothpaste-coloured cars. My brain all of a sudden for the last few months has been like, toothpaste-coloured cars? No. And I'm seeing them everywhere. It's like, you know how you don't notice things until you start looking for it? It's one of them. But, yeah. Right, let's get home, shall we? And I'll show you what I got. Okay, I am home. Let me attempt to try to show you guys what I got. And Ruby, I think I need to keep you away from this one. I feel like you might damage it. You're not allowed. No. You can sniff the bag. You may not get into the bag. Not this time. No. Would you like belly rubs? We can do belly rubs. We can do belly rubs. Come here. Come here. Get off the camera sheath. Come here. What you do? You bite me. Go on then, bite me. Bite me then. Little sausage. Little sausage. So here it is. The Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller for the PlayStation 2. There is a GameCube version. It's in pretty good condition, to be fair. They opened it in front of me. It's got all the paperwork and everything that it's supposed to have in there, like all the original stuff. The only cosmetic problem is obviously this sticker's missing, but it isn't actually missing. It had just fallen off, but the original fella kept it because apparently the adhesive had just gone, so I could definitely get that fixed. But this is probably one of the cooler things in my collection now. It's definitely not the most expensive, but in terms of rarity alone, it's got to be up there. And it's definitely something I care the most about too. Like, sometimes I buy things because they're rare and cool to have. This is something I just genuinely would have wanted. I'm scared to open everything. That's the cables. I don't really know how to get it open. I might just not. I know that slides that way. Yeah, so all the original artwork. Why does that slide all... It's so... What's the word? This is not a one-handed job, and it's terrifying. I'll have to figure it out. But, yeah. Alright then guys, it's been a few days since that last video, or that last clip. I've been sort of rather productive. You know how there's been loads of stuff that I've been talking about doing and never really getting around to do? I've been getting around, and it's been rather warm. Temporarily, the Resident Evil 4 thing is living there. I need to figure out a way of putting the sticker back on. I've got the sticker. It's still in fine condition. I'm just a little bit concerned about putting the wrong thing on the sticker to get it to stick. I could do sellotape, but I feel like that might look a bit shoddy. I could do glue, but I'm worried that the glue might wreck the case. I don't want to do anything that could fog the case either. That's a bit of a concern. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. For now, that can live there. I think it's probably going to join up there. I know that I want the collector's editions to live on the top because it'll be easier, and I want to move all of the individual games like the Switch stuff, the excess steel books, the Platinums and the PS1 games away. And then, what else have I done? I'm looking into getting a new camera, there's that. I've pretty much finished setting up... Hang on. Oh, the speakers are not working, that's a thought. Why is it still playing something? What's it still playing? That video. This looks weird on that screen. I need to adjust the settings. So I pretty much got in here finished and set up. So this is going to be like a recording / editing room. Let me stand a bit further back and show you sort of a zoomed out version. Still some stuff I need to get out of here, but If I was to ever be a streamer, this would be a good little streaming room. I probably am going to say that's never going to happen. But, you know, what I'm more thinking this room could be, at least for now. I wonder if this would balance. Would it balance with that tripod? I don't know. Maybe. Ooh. I need to do my hair. I've not done my hair today. What else is the plan? I intend to go out. I want to try and get a new camera because basically it's, as I'm recording this, the 5th of September, and the weather has taken a very bad turn. And these cameras I use are really not waterproof, and it's why you always see me. Like, a bit of a problem I've got when I make my YouTube videos is I don't like how little in between I'm filming. So for example, I'm in the car, I'm in CEX, I'm in the car, I'm at home. Yeah, I mean, I don't film out and about too much because while the camera is really small and compact, because of the gimbal, it's not waterproof at all, which is a problem. It was less of a problem over the summer, but it's going to be a problem over the winter. And I don't want a repeat of last year where I basically didn't upload while it was raining, which is why I've been stockpiling videos so that I should get ahead of myself. But then on top of that, I also wish it didn't take quite so long to initialize. Like, you know when I'm recording my TikToks, I can just hold my phone, quick snaps. Can't really do that with this camera because of how long it takes to turn on the gimbal to initialize and all that sort of thing. So I was looking into a GoPro Hero 13, but as per usual, it seems that DJI have just been better. So I'm now looking at the DJI Action Pro 5, something like that, because it seems to just blow the 13 out of the water, which I'm not surprised because the camera I'm recording on now is the DJI. The DJIs are just better. And at least if I've got all DJI cameras, everything will function within one another. So I think in the next video, which for me it'll be about an hour from now, I'm going to go and get that camera, possibly from Canuck, and therefore do a CEX trip to Canuck. It's 1 p.m. Yeah, that's sort of my plan. So today was very impromptu. I didn't intend on recording the video with the Resident Evil 4 Collector's Edition because I didn't know it was a thing. I just randomly looked because sometimes something possesses me to go and look, and boom, there was one of my like Holy Grail-esque items, and I was like, well, in the car we go. If you're wondering, by the way, I don't think I clarified, when I traded in that microphone from the top of that camera that lives over there, I got like 60 quid on a voucher, so that reduced the price of the Resident Evil 4 thing down to like 165 or so, something like that, from about 220. It's not the most expensive thing in my collection, but I think it's definitely one of the like rarer things in my collection. Like, there's I don't see them too often or see people with them too often. Granted, I don't think I've ever really seen anybody with another Kuon. Kuon's probably still my rarest thing. Rule of Rose might have used to have been up there, but it's not anymore. Rule of Rose. If you go to a CEX that doesn't have a Rule of Rose, that's more uncommon these days. But yeah, bit of a ramble. I'll see you guys in the next one. I've got like 2 videos I need to edit, which is, I'm going to use this workstation. I'm going to do it. See you in a minute.